there's an accusation about Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old teenager.
Right.
And we were speaking about just the statement.
Right.
The statement, you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was the statement is something from, you can tell it was written by a lawyer, because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says you're gonna find out, like how I'll handle this. And that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like a publicist wouldn't say those things.
This is on your.
Put that up.
Yeah, this is on.
50?
Yeah, it says, I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. You know,
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Because look, they will fall back. The NFL, they won't necessarily be associated to that.
Right. Why do you not insert?
Imagine being thrust into a world where your every move is scrutinized, your personal life dissected, and your future decided by those in power. For many figures in the entertainment industry, this is a constant reality. The bright lights of fame often cast long shadows, and what appears to be a glittering world of opportunities hides darker truth. Beneath the glitz and glamour lies a labyrinth of corruption, abuse of power, and manipulation, where the cost of success can sometimes be your integrity, your privacy, and even your dignity. The entertainment industry has long been plagued by accusations of abuse, power imbalance, and manipulation. Recently, the shocking allegations made by over 120 victims against a powerful figure in Hollywood have reignited this conversation. These revelations involve years of abuse, with each victim bravely coming forward to expose the manipulation, coercion, and harassment they experienced in silence for so long. Today, we're diving deep into the dark side of power within the entertainment industry. We'll explore the devastating impact these allegations have on victims, the ethical and legal challenges that come with seeking justice, and the pivotal role the media plays in shaping public opinion. But perhaps most importantly, we'll uncover how the powerful continue to control the narrative, while the voices of those who suffer in silence are often drowned out.
There is nothing unusual about the timing other than the fact that the client authorized us to amend the lawsuit and name Jay-Z as a defendant.
The anonymous woman, who was 13 at the time, described in the lawsuit as being drugged and raped at an MTV VMAs afterparty she says Combs hosted. According to the suit, she recalls accepting a drink that made her feel woozy and lightheaded before she says she was raped by Jay-Z and then Combs in a bedroom as an unnamed female celebrity watched. Now Jay-Z accusing the woman's attorney of trying to blackmail him in a demand letter, suggesting the attorney had tried to seek a settlement first.
These kinds of demand letters are sent on a daily basis across the United States, and attempting to attack me to take the focus off of the alleged perpetrator won't work, and it won't intimidate us.
Sean Combs remains behind bars awaiting trial on various federal charges, including sex trafficking, which he has pleaded not guilty. Busby has filed a string of civil suits against Combs, which Combs' attorneys have dismissed as shameless publicity stunts.
Legal and ethical implications of abuse allegations. When high-profile figures in the entertainment industry are accused of abuse, it's not just a legal matter. It's a test of society's commitment to justice. The legal system, ideally meant to protect the innocent, often has significant challenges when it comes to cases of sexual abuse or exploitation in Hollywood. It's one thing to be accused in the court of public opinion, but it's another to face the complexities of the law, where cases can get tangled in legal loopholes, extensive procedures, and even the power of money and influence. One of the most significant challenges in these legal cases is the difficulty in gathering evidence. Many victims of abuse or harassment face the challenge of proving their experiences, especially when they are decades old.
Saying in part, "My only heartbreak is for my family," adding, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. His attorneys quickly taking his rebuttal to court, filing a motion to deny the accuser's request to remain anonymous or dismiss the lawsuit, calling it a cynical and calculated campaign to force payment of an exorbitant sum of money.
There are a number of reasons as to why a defendant would ask that a plaintiff be named in a civil lawsuit such as this. They may simply say that getting the name and the time and place of when something occurred would better allow them to prepare for a defense. The other, probably less benign reason is oftentimes when someone is accused of a crime like this, the accuser doesn't want to be named, and if they are forced to be named, we have seen certain people decide to drop the lawsuit altogether. So it could be a tactic to try to get the lawsuit dropped.
The absence of physical evidence or the delay in reporting such incidents often leads to the dismissal of these cases on legal grounds such as the statute of limitations. And for the accused, it's a battle to prove their innocence while still retaining their career and reputation. The victims often face an uphill battle, while the accused enjoy the resources of legal teams that can delay proceedings, question victims' credibility, and manipulate public perception. The ethical dilemma surrounding these allegations is another layer of complexity. The public often questions the motives of the victims. Are they seeking attention? Are they after money? This skepticism isn't just limited to casual observers. It can even seep into the legal system itself. It's a sad truth that often the public is more inclined to defend the accused than to consider the possibility that the victims may be telling the truth. This societal bias complicates the fight for justice and prevents many from speaking out in the first place. The powerful continue to use their influence not only to manipulate the law, but also to sway public sentiment in their favor. Victim blaming is another unfortunate aspect of these high-profile cases. It's easy to look at an actress or actor and question, why didn't they come forward sooner? Or what were they thinking? It ignores the complexity of the situation and the profound effect that being manipulated or abused by someone in a position of power has on an individual's mental health and well-being. The burden of guilt often shifts from the abuser to the victim, making them feel ashamed for speaking out or for being taken advantage of in the first place. The lack of immediate legal recourse and the subsequent struggle to gain justice only compounds the suffering of the victims. This reflects a broader issue within Hollywood, a reluctance to confront its own demons and a tendency to protect powerful individuals. There is an unspoken understanding that many of the industry's biggest stars are untouchable, and this sense of immunity makes it even more difficult for victims to come forward. When the very legal structures designed to protect people seem stacked against them, victims can feel powerless, even when their experiences are real and their suffering profound. Power dynamics in the entertainment industry. At the heart of these allegations lies an unsettling truth. The entertainment industry operates on a deeply ingrained power structure that enables abuse to flourish. Actors, producers, and studio heads hold a disproportionate amount of power over the careers and futures of young actors and creatives. This power imbalance is not just a minor issue, it's often the very foundation.
The freak-offs. Electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims.
And of course the thousands of bottles of baby oil that went super viral.
And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
Upon which abuse thrives. Hollywood, for many aspiring stars, the prospect of fame is alluring, but it comes at a steep price. The competition is fierce and opportunities are rare. Those who are fortunate enough to secure meetings with powerful figures or land auditions with major production houses are often told that success is within reach, but it may require sacrifices. These sacrifices are often veiled requests for sexual favors, promises of intimacy, or blatant coercion. The young actor or actress, desperate for a break, may be convinced that their dream of stardom can only be achieved by accepting the terms laid before them. The culture of exploitation in Hollywood thrives on this dynamic. The industry often teaches its most vulnerable members that their value is tied not to their talent or hard work, but to their willingness to play by the unspoken rules set by those in power. Victims of abuse are often manipulated into believing that what is happening to them is a rite of passage, or that they should feel grateful for the opportunity to be in the presence of such powerful figures. For those who resist or speak out, the consequences can be catastrophic. Blacklisting and being pushed out of the industry are real threats, and these individuals quickly find that their careers are shattered. Rejection is not just a career setback, it's a powerful tool used by the powerful to silence dissent. And those who stay silent are often complicit in perpetuating the cycle of abuse. Power dynamics aren't just limited to physical abuse or manipulation. They also include emotional and psychological control. To control someone's career trajectory is a potent form of psychological manipulation. The powerful figures in the entertainment industry often use their status and influence to manipulate their victims into a state of dependency, making it incredibly difficult for them to break free or speak out. While some figures in Hollywood are celebrated for their contributions to film, music, or television, it's essential to understand that this success is often intertwined with practices of control, exploitation, and manipulation. To be a star is...
He came out so strongly and said, listen, I'm going to go after you. And then he filed a suit quickly on the heels of the other suit against Busby and the accusers. So because of that, you're seeing this taunting sort of back and forth in the media.
Do you believe that we may see Jay-Z face a judge? And if so, when would we see him in court? Any indication there yet?
Well, we're definitely going to see him, I believe, on this suit. There are so many details. You know, they describe a house, a driveway, another woman being there. They discuss about a driver taking her. So she's locked into this story now, and that means there could be additional witnesses to corroborate her story or refute the story.
Yeah, I know you've mentioned the specificity of the details really stand out to you in this filing. Do you find it strange that the filing originally did not include Jay-Z, just did
not always to rise above. It's sometimes about navigating through a system that demands complete subjugation, where the path to success is paved with the broken aspirations of those who came before. The role of media in shaping public perception. Power dynamics in the entertainment industry form the foundation of abuse. The media acts as the lens through which the public views these cases. The role of the media in shaping the narrative surrounding abuse allegations is critical. The question is, how much of the truth do they actually reveal, and how much do they obscure in favor of entertainment value or corporate interests? This is involving high-profile figures. The media's portrayal of the accused can often make or break public perception. Celebrities and powerful figures in Hollywood have teams of publicists and media experts who manage their image, attempting to mitigate the damage caused by accusations and strategically spinning the narrative to their advantage. But for the victims, the media often focuses less on their trauma and more on their personal history, questioning their credibility, and in some cases even painting them as opportunistic or vengeful. This plays directly into the hands of the accused and their PR teams. Important to note that sensationalized reporting can cause lasting damage. In high-profile cases, the media's hunger for exclusives and scandalous details often results in stories that focus on drama, speculation, and gossip, rather than providing a fair and accurate portrayal of the truth. Victims' statements can be twisted, their stories simplified, or even ignored entirely, as the media elevates the accused to a pedestal of misunderstood genius or tragic figure. In some instances, the accused have been granted the benefit of the doubt, with sympathetic portrayals of their personal struggles, mental health issues, or past trauma. This tactic shifts the focus away from their alleged crimes and positions them as complex individuals deserving of empathy. Meanwhile, the victims are often relegated to the background, their voices drowned out by the sensationalism surrounding the case. This shift in focus leads to public apathy, as people begin to doubt the legitimacy of the allegations, choosing to believe the stories spun by the media instead. Furthermore, the media often highlights the he said, she said nature of these cases, which can undermine the gravity of the situation. Instead of focusing on the abuse itself, the media tends to frame these cases as personal disagreements or misunderstandings. This can diminish the seriousness of the allegations and create a false equivalency between the victim's claims and the accused's defense. The media's role in spreading misinformation is compounded by its thirst for sensational stories. As a result, the truth often gets obscured by a
And we end in the world of hip-hop as rapper Jay-Z is embroiled in a legal storm. A woman who has already accused music mogul Sean Diddy Combs of raping her has now named Jay-Z in the same lawsuit. The woman claims that both Sean Combs and Jay-Z sexually assaulted her at an after-party following the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards when she was just 13 years old. The lawsuit filed in New York claims Jay-Z allegedly held the victim down and assaulted her while Sean Combs watched the heinous act unfold.
Tidal wave of contradictory narratives, all shaped by the biases of the publications reporting on the events. The power of the media to shape public perception cannot be underestimated. In ways it operates as a silent partner to the powerful figures who manipulate the system to their advantage. the psychological and social impact on victims. Beyond the legal and media challenges, the psychological impact on victims of abuse in the entertainment industry cannot be overstated. The trauma that results from abuse, whether it be emotional, sexual, or psychological, has profound, lasting effects on a person's mental health. For those who experience manipulation and exploitation at the hands of those in power, the emotional scars can be far more damaging than the physical ones. The psychological toll of being coerced or manipulated by a powerful figure is often far-reaching. Victims frequently experience depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and other forms of
to New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody
it was
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I ain't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that.
emotional distress that significantly affect their ability to function. Even when victims find the strength to speak out, they often face severe emotional repercussions as they must relive the trauma during legal proceedings or public interviews. This process of recounting the abuse, especially in front of an often unsympathetic public, can further harm victims' mental well-being. The effects of such abuse can also be profoundly isolating. Many victims feel they have no one to turn to for support, especially within an industry where power and influence are so concentrated in the hands of a few. The fear of retribution and blacklisting often prevents them from seeking help, further entrenching their sense of isolation. They also fear being ridiculed, doubted, or blamed for the abuse they suffered, which reinforces their decision to remain silent. At a broader societal level, these cases can have damaging effects on how
We've got some breaking news to get to. A civil lawsuit has been filed against Jay-Z, saying the rapper raped a 13-year-old girl back in 2000. The suit alleges that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, raped the girl after the Video Music Awards alongside Sean Diddy Combs. The victim says she was invited to an after party after being spotted by a limo driver and was then assaulted by both rappers. Jay-Z is calling this a blackmail attempt. He released a statement on social media responding to the lawsuit, and Texas attorney behind the legal action saying in part, these allegations are so heinous in nature, you have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I look forward to showing you just how different I am.
people view the entertainment industry. The constant stream of abuse allegations serves as a stark reminder that the industry is not just about talent and creativity, but also about power, control, and exploitation. This realization leads many to question their admiration for celebrities and, in some cases, the very value of fame itself. Despite the widespread awareness of abuse in Hollywood, the industry has yet to make significant strides in addressing these systemic problems. Until powerful figures are held accountable for their actions, the cycle of abuse and exploitation will continue, and the victims will remain silent, silenced by their fear, their trauma, and their inability to speak out against a deeply entrenched system. As we peel back the layers of this dark side of Hollywood, it's clear that until the entertainment industry takes a long, hard look at its own culture of power and abuse, nothing will change. But perhaps by continuing to expose these truths, we can begin to shift the narrative and empower those who have been silenced. The battle for justice in the entertainment industry is far from over, and with each voice that rises, the system is one step closer to being held accountable. Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates as we continue to follow this complex and developing story.